Alright, here we go. Let's get a bit of distance and see if the sound takes some time to get me. And also if I can detonate it with some, oh god! Oh, I can! They went absolutely flying! That's like the best explosion yet! G'day, guys. My name's Josh. You can call me Woodle, and welcome back once again to 7 Days to Die in the brand new Alpha 18. It still gives me a little bit of a tingle every time I get to say that. The Alpha 18 update has completely revitalized the game. It's not the game that I've known and loved for a long time. It's all completely fresh and completely new, but by the time this video comes out, I'm pretty sure you all know that, because I'm pretty sure, if my math is right, I don't know, daylight savings times have been on the underside of the world, and generally just having all the blood flowing to my head because I'm upside down all the time has kind of confused me a bit. But I think by now you should all have the update as well. If not, it happens tomorrow. It's okay. Be patient. You'll get it. Sorry, console players. I'm sure you'll be down there complaining about that as well. But we are back in Shaboodle Park 2, specifically in the Hall of Legends, which I'm going to start running down because it's a super long way, ready to try and find a solution to the killing corridor problem. In the last episode, I tried out the killing corridor as it was designed in Alpha 17 to see if it would work in Alpha 18, and it kind of worked, but not particularly well. There's a couple of things I still want to try, and then I want to see if there's a way to upgrade it for the new pathing system. The new way that the zombies see the blocks. Is there a way that I can kind of renovate and upgrade the killing corridor to make it just that little bit better, a little bit more reliable than what it was working with the wedge tips last time? But before I leave the Hall of Legends, before I go out there into the big, wide, scary world full of monsters and building, I need to say thank you to 3 more awesome legends. And today, it is Kirk, Nalicia, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Whichever one it is, thank you to, and Blake W. You are now on the wall of the Hall of Legends. There's a lot of signs left to fill up. That's going to take me a long time. There's going to have to be a lot of episodes in Shaboodle Park 2 for me to get all of them done. But that's okay. The Hall of Legends is closed. It is now safe from screamers. All those torches bring in lots of screamers all the bloody time. So I'm going to make sure I lock it up once I leave. Oh, I love it. I love being around. I love just being in this game again. I love being in my own little space, ready to experiment, ready to see what I can do, ready to just tinker with the game a little bit. To do the testing that I'm wanting to do, I'm going to need another Shaboodle Labs, or Jar Labs that was in Alpha 17. I'm not going to build it exactly the same as I did, but I'm going to need some sort of testing ground to kind of have a platform here and a platform there, and to test the pathing across the 2 structures to see if it's going to work how I want it to. So I'll build something relatively basic just next to the killing corridor, I think. Just to kind of figure out how it's going to work. Maybe just right here seems like a pretty good spot. I just had to get rid of a couple of trees. There's not that many trees in Shaboodle Park 2. I might have to go and replant some just to get some greenery back. Otherwise, it's all very desolate and all very sad out here without the life-producing oxygen of the trees all around me. All right, whatever. I can go like this. Let's just go, let's go right about, no, not right there. That's a bad start. Right about there. That should do. Let's get a couple of the blocks up in the air just to make it a little bit more easier to path and to see what they're doing. Make a platform over here, platform over there. Nice and simple. We want to know how it works. And then let's start testing a couple of different blocks. I enjoyed that I started out saying I was just going to make something nice and simple without too much faffing around. But then I got started and all the creative juices started flowing again. And I was like, you know what? You know what would be kind of fun? If I put a little like metal, just tin can underneath the drop when I'm testing the blocks. So that if any zombies do fall down, they'll get trapped down there in a stainless steel cage before I decide to put them out of their misery by dropping a whole bunch of explosives down there. Because why not? We all know the best part of Alpha 18 is sending zombies up into space. So any zombies that fail to make it across this gap are going to go up and meet Chelsea in the sky with diamonds. They're going to be up there floating around, giving like a purple haze or a pink haze to the sunlight streaming down. Because why not? We all love explosions. We all love making little homemade zombie cannons. Right, okay, so that should be fine for that. That's going to be the basic mechanism. Zombies come up over here, run down here, and there's going to be 2 tests that actually happen here. Just like in your labs, same here. So we're going to test to see if the zombies can, like, see the blocks as a viable path, if they will run and try and get me across there, or if they will decide they want to come down and beat down this column over here instead. So that's the first test, and if they decide it is a viable option, the next one is if they can actually make it. If they're going to come up to here and fall down in between whatever blocks I might have. I have a couple ideas of what might work and what probably won't work, but we won't know until we try. So the first one that I wanted to test are these steep corner tops. That's what they're called, aren't they? I think concrete wedge, steep corner top. Yeah, this is what I use in Ravenhurst. I didn't do it in the actual Killing Corridor episode. I used the ones that like I designed the Killing Corridor with back when I designed it for Alpha 17. This was a later edition that I came up with. Well, I used it most in Ravenhurst, but it definitely wasn't the way that I started making the Killing Corridor. I went to it because it's got the profile of a 1/8 block, but also with the extra advantage of the wedge tips, but also because it's easier to place. And I did want to go to this straight away because it wasn't the OG Killing Corridor spec, but also I'm pretty sure the Fun Pip surely would have patched this out. And I think they want to patch it out by making the zombies not see it as a valid path anymore. At least that's kind of what I'm expecting. This is one of the ones that I'm not expecting to work. I used it too heavily and it worked too well that I can't imagine it's made it through the cut. And also, I can't, if it does still work, I think this will probably be something that they patch out down the road. Once I show again that it does actually work, I can't imagine it's going to stick around for too much longer. So, let's get in a bunch of Chelseas. There we go, a bunch of cheerleader ferals. Now, someone was asking as well why I use ferals instead of normals, and it's just because I'm so damn impatient. I can't bother waiting for one normal cheerleader zombie to stroll and stutter and just kind of make her way very slowly up the corridor before actually testing the thing I want to do. I'm impatient, I don't have the time for that, I want it to happen now, I want it to happen quickly. So let's get a bunch of ferals because they move a whole lot faster. Let's get myself a insta-kill pistol just because it's got infinite ammo so I can get their attention. There we go. Alright, what's gonna happen here? Oh, look at that! So they still see it as a path. I mean, it's not as reliable as it used to be. They still kind of see it as a way of getting across. Okay, that's fine. Let's grab a couple of grenades and just like drop those down in there. There you go, everyone down. Let's pull the pin on one and just send the rest up to the moon. It didn't quite get blown up to the sky, but they still got blown apart. So it does work, just not quite as well as it used to. It's nowhere near as reliable, which makes sense. You know, it was absolute. Oh my god! Oh, I love it. I'll never get over that. Ragdoll is just the best. Anytime you put Ragdoll in a game, it just makes it so much more fun. It increases the fun multiplier by like 100. Just being able to see zombies flop around and it's just so good. I love it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so this was an absolutely bulletproof design for Alpha 17. If you had one of these, you never had to worry at all. But now, they've changed, so it seems like they've changed the way the zombies see the pathing for the smaller diameter blocks. So instead of before, where they would still try and path through the center of the main block, so like kind of right along this line here in the middle, they now path across like the center of the quarter line. So it's a half block, so on the quarter width of the block entirety, they path across there, which means they can kind of go boom, 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 and across like that. Okay, that's fine. So they have patched out the steep corner blocks. That makes sense. I was expecting that. It's still a little bit viable. Definitely not something that I'm going to be using in a horde, though. It's not reliable enough, and the strike rate for zombies falling through isn't good enough to warrant using it in a horde. I feel like I'm in like an arm wrestle with the devs. Like, I come up with these ideas to try and break their game, and then they see that, and then break my break of their game. They fix it, they patch it out, and then I try and come up with another one. I enjoy it. I enjoy the challenge of trying to find workarounds for the system that they've built to try and make it difficult. They're trying to make it play as like how they want to, and I'm trying to make it play how I want to, and I enjoy the struggle. I enjoy the challenge of it. So, moving on from the steep wedge corners, we're going to go with some hatches, which I'm not confident about again, because they didn't work very well in, that's the wrong spot, in Alpha 17. Yeah, we're going that way. Okay, got it opening up to the outside. This is one of the ones I tested in Alpha 17, and they didn't work particularly well then. In fact, I can't even place them onto each other, which is an interesting thing. So I'm gonna have to find a different way to do it. So maybe if I get some sheets like this and place them along like that. Now, the issue here is going to be whether or not the zombies still see, or still don't see hatches as an actual viable path. So in Alpha 17, you could make a bridge or whatever out of hatches, and it would be fine because the zombies wouldn't see that as an option to run across. So even though you could have them closed like this, and make yourself a bit of a drawbridge, which is how I kind of use it, the hatch drawbridge. Even though you could have that, and you could just like open it up and have a gap underneath, but you could close them and run across without any issues at all. The zombies, unless there was a block underneath underneath them that was an option for them. The zombies wouldn't see this as an option for them to run on. So I think that's probably what's going to happen here. I can't imagine they've changed that code, but we don't know for sure until we try it. So, Chelsea, if you wouldn't mind, could you come out here and test this shit for me? Fire a couple of rounds. Where are they going? They are... Oh, hang on. Hang on a second. So they've seen it as an option with the doors closed. Interesting, interesting. I don't think that happened in level 17, but I'm not entirely sure. What about if I open them up? Let's get the rest of the Chelseas going. They're still coming, and... Oh, okay. One fell, one saw her friend fall and went, oh, yeah, nah, buddy, how about nah? And took her Bunnings stag and a can of Solo and went and drank it in the car park. She did not want a bar or a sausage of that. Where did her friend go? There was one more cruising around somewhere. Oh, that was the wrong button. That's okay, though. Just drop that one down there. There we go. I'm missing one. Oh, you're under there. Ah, you're coming for me. Okay, so yeah. Oh, God, that was a little bit close to me. So... that actually worked a bit better than expected in the fact that one zombie fell down. I was expecting 0. I wasn't expecting them to come up here at all. Interesting. Now, that's only using sheets underneath, which is definitely not a good option at all. But I don't know. Maybe that's something we can build off. Let's try to get and see if we can get some, see if we can replicate some of the results. Come on, Chelsea. Over you come. Oh, now they've learned. Oh, is it a learning AI now? Hang on. Those guys took a completely different route to the first one. So does AI learn the first time wasn't a viable option and then decided not to? Oh, no, wait, because I started with the hatches closed. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. So in the patch notes, they talked about how the zombies weren't staying in their break everything mode long enough before they went to retry the path. So I think if I'm thinking like a dev, I think the fix for that would have been that they extend the timer for when the zombies calculate the path. So before it was like every 5 seconds or something, the zombies would rethink the path and go and try the path again. But now it seems like they've extended that to, I don't know, maybe 10, 20, 30 seconds, who knows, so that they stay in their break everything mode for longer. So the one that fell down was a residual from the hatches being closed. I hadn't recalculated its path yet. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. That is my hypothesis, if my tongue would say that word properly. That is my hypothesis for how that, how those results came about. That makes a lot more sense. Let's try it again, but with different blocks underneath. I think I can get this to work, maybe, but I want to try a couple of things. This is another one that didn't work in Alpha 17, and I don't think will work in Alpha 18, but again, we have to try just to make sure. Let's get a couple of Chelseas in there. So this is just normal poles put up on the side. So they usually wouldn't see this as an option, and it looks like they won't now. One has, oh, and actually noped down at the end of it, though. Okay, so that still won't work. What about if I put the hatches over the top, though? Can I just go like this? Let's only go one side for now because I can't be bothered building both sides for something that I don't have confidence in working. Let's get a couple more Chelseas out there. My Chelsea budget is pretty through the roof, spawning 40 Chelseas in for every little experiment. Oh, what's going on? Oh, okay, yep, they see it, they see it, they like it, they like it. They just change it on them like that. Through and through and through, and then she went, yeah, nah. Okay, so it is that path calculation timing. So if you change the path, they've got a couple of seconds to figure it out before they will change their mind. Otherwise, they'll keep going on the path that they already had established. Okay. Right, so the poles don't work. The hatches will give them a valid path if they're down. So now they're smart enough to know the difference between that, which is a good thing. A good thing for the challenge of the zombies, you know? It's not a good thing for me in making, you know, impenetrable bases and zombie-proof bases really easily. It's upping the challenge a little bit and making the zombies a little bit smarter and work a little bit closer to how the physics works for me. If there's something that I can do that the zombies can't do, then that's something you can exploit. But if they can do the same thing I can do, then I'm in a bit of trouble. There was always one thing that I wanted to work in 7 days that never actually did, and I want to give it another crack now to see if the new pathing still has issues with it, or if I can get this to work. And that is with some glass panes. I mean, they didn't work at all in Alpha 17, but I've got to give them a crack now. So it's a centered pane and a normal pane, but I also want to try the curved plate, because it works in the same idea that it did with the 1/8 blocks and stuff. I'm putting the block in the corner so that the AI can't quite path to it properly. So I want to give that a crack and see how we go. Let's go like this and put you up on the sides. Can I please? Like that. Or do I want to... Now, here's the interesting question. Do I put this down the middle or do I put this on the sides? On the sides will be the same as a plate and a sheet, which doesn't work. So maybe in the middle, you know, well, actually, we'll try them both. Fuck it, why not? We're here, we've got the resources, we've got the time. Let's just do it. Let's try them both. Let's go like that, and let's go like that. Boom, 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 like that. Oh, Oh, there's some shell scissors alive. Oh, sorry. Well, here you go. Here's a bunch of grenades. Enjoy those. Pull the pin on one and throw it in. I love it. It makes me all giggly inside, just exploding zombies. That's all I want to do with all of my life now. Okay, get a bunch of Chelseas out there. Let's get the gun and get their attention. All right, what are you guys going to do? You're going to straight up ignore it, as I kind of expected. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. So we know that the plate blocks and sheet blocks, the thin blocks on the outside doesn't work. We've established that because, the different textures and stuff is fine, but they're kind of the types of blocks is how the zombies read them. So we know we can't do that on the outside. But what about on the inside? What about a solid path right up the guts? Go like that, and go like that, and all along there too. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that should be enough. Get a couple of Chelseas out there. Quick fire test is what we like to see. Oh, that was a grenade. Don't want to do that. Turn them on. And they are ignoring it again as well. Okay. Well, that's good though. So we're ruling things out. The more things we rule out, the more we can kind of narrow down to the things that might actually work. So this is the one that I kind of have some hope for. Because look at that. Look at that big space right in the middle. I don't know how the zombies are going to see it. I don't know if it's actually going to work at all. But given that this takes up more of the block, it might sneak into a little loophole inside their coding and make it through. I don't know. I want to see if it works. It's a bit of an expensive killing corridor, a drop as well. Oh. In fact, it's so expensive, it just crashed my game. Alright, well, it's trying, it's thinking, oh, come on, buddy, you can do it. I know it's scary. Nope, there it goes, it's dead. Oh, boy, very expensive then. Okay, we're back. I don't know how much of that last bit will actually be in there, because sometimes when the game crashes, Audacity freaks out and I lose some of my audio. So I don't know. We'll see what happens in post, whether that's all there or not. That might just be a hard cut to bars and tone, or I might actually get to explain. But either way, I am back in, and I have my little figure 8 of glass here. Nice big gaps in the middle that you can fall through, and nice big area for the zombies to walk across. I'm mildly hopeful. I feel like this is the kind of block that's like a unique block that might be overlooked in the coding. I don't know. We'll find out. But this is the kind of stuff that I like. This is kind of like the obscure stuff that you can kind of use to your advantage is what I'm all about. But yeah, as I was saying, it's a super expensive block because to make curved glass is no small endeavor. In fact, can I even find it in here? Glass. So with the new Alpha 18 crafting system, you get these like block categories, I guess, or containers, block containers, that's what I'm looking for. So if you have one of those, if I can grab one out of here, so bulletproof glass for like that, for example, and so you have just the normal glass like that, but if you tap R, then you get all the different options. So that's how you build like a lot of the stuff now. I'm doing it the old style way with individual blocks and stuff like that, just because that's just easier for me when I'm doing the testing. When you're actually playing Alpha 18 properly, this is the way that it's gonna work. So be prepared for that. I personally think that's a great addition. I think that's going to be wonderful and make just building cool bases and stuff so much easier, because instead of having to go around and think, oh, how many wedge tips do I need? Or how many stairs do I need? And then making extras and having these stupid extra blocks that sit in your chest for 1,000 years because you have no bloody use for them. Rather than that anymore, it's just make the blocks you need, make the material that you need, and then go about your life and get shit done. So, making a bit of this is pretty expensive. You need lead, you need iron, you need clay, lots of stuff. And by using lead for glass instead of bullets is a controversial opinion. But, it's there now, so let's give it a red hot crack. I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm kind of excited. I'm peeking a little bit at the thought that this might go well. Here we go. A couple of Chelseas out there. Get their attention. Ah, no. They don't see it. They don't see it. It's too invisible. Oh, wait, literally, it's glass, it's see-through, but it's also invisible to them. Ah, that's a shame. I had such high hopes for that too, damn it. In my head, I can just imagine one of the devs for 7 days listening to me talk about how I was hopeful for this working, just like rubbing their hands together, so I'm like, ha ha ha, you got no idea, buddy, just waiting for me to fail. I can see it in my head, and fair play to them too. They've seen the little obscure block that I wanted to use, and they've patched it out. Alright, we can find something else. There's surely something else we can find. So I might even just go and grab, what's it going to be called? It's going to be called a wood block, like that. Is there like a normal one? Maybe like wood frame? There we go, the wood frame block. I want to get the block container for the wood frame to just see what the different options are going to be. Because we're running out of specialty blocks, and specialty blocks are the way this is going to work the best, I think. Got the full corners, that's not going to work. We've tried those, that's not going to work either. Oh, what about that? Wedge full corner bottom, that's like Is that even smaller? Let's do that one. Is that even smaller than the steep corner? Is that what I'm seeing here? Can I get like the advanced rotation like that? Can I go? How can I get this on the wall? Oh, look at that, lads! Oh, we could be in business. It's pretty similar to the steep corner top, but it's a little bit different. But I don't know. Maybe they've got this one out of the way as well. We won't know for sure. I'm tingling with enthusiasm again. This might work too. I don't know. I'm excited. Gotta upgrade these the old-fashioned way because I mean, I could have got them by spawning them in, but whatever. I already had them there. May as well get the old hammer out and just bash them together with a bit of nails and a bit of wood. A bit of elbow grease. A bit of hard labor. Didn't do anyone any bad. Well, I mean, it does a little bit. It ruins your back and your shoulders and your elbows and stuff. But whatever. I could probably use the exercise at this point. Too many Doritos and too many donuts and Skittles. Oh, man, how good are snacks, though? How good are fucking snacks? All right, so let's get some shells out here. Let's see how this goes. I don't know. It kind of looks cool, too. I like the profile of these blocks. They're unique and they're interesting, and I like that. All right, let's stand over here, get their attention. Oh, 2 have seen it. 3 have not. And then they noped out at the last second anyway. Okay, I was tingling for a second. A couple of them saw it and came for it. Oh, I don't know. Maybe this isn't an option anymore. Maybe it really is just going to be the old cookie cutter or the wedge tips. But I mean, now that I put a video out on that, that'll probably be gone in the next update, really. Or maybe that's such an integral part of how 7 days works, they can't patch that out. Maybe that's possible. That's all we've got to kind of to cling on to at this point. Oh, no. That's alright, though. They can take them away from me. I'll always find another way. The killing corridor idea might have to go in the bin, but there'll always be another way. There's always something they've overlooked, and I plan on finding it. It's like the F1s. There's a little, like, loophole in the rules is all I need to gain an advantage. Look at the Hall of Legends over there. It's such a big building, but from here you can actually see the sign on the front properly. It's a little bit annoying that, like, there isn't, like, a proper black paint anymore. The closest you can get is black marble, so you can't actually get something that looks, like a nice solid black like you can with the purple and stuff. Like, so you can't quite match it. Where's my paintbrush? There it is. So like if I go in here, there isn't a normal black paint in here. There's no concrete black. There used to be black back in the day, but now there's not. So you have to use this black granite nonsense, which has a reflection to it. So it kind of doesn't look as nice as it could. I miss black paint. I just want regular black matte paint. If they bring that back one day, I'll be a happy boy. So please, if you're watching this any 7 days, please give me my black paint back. I really, really need it. Just to make things look as how they do in my head without those stupid reflections all the time. Anyway, moving on from my complaints about the paint. My complaints? I don't know. There's one block that I think will still work. I'm getting to like the end of it here, where I'm going back to the previous ideas in my head. There's one thing which worked very well in Alpha 17, but I never really used it. So I think it might have snuck under the radar. So I think we might still have an option, but it might need a redesign of the killing corridor to get it to work as well as I want. And that is the bars. The bars actually worked really well if you built them properly. There's a specific way you can place them, and it will trick the zombies into working how you want them to. So I'm just going to go with the wood bars for now. I would use, personally, I'd use iron bars if I do anything else with it after this. If it does work, I will go onto those. But wood bars actually work pretty well. So what you do is you go 2 on one side and 2 on that side. So that's a big enough gap there that the zombies think, because it's a centered block, they can make the gap. At least they did in Alpha 17. They'd run up here, try and make the jump, whiff it, and fall into whatever you had underneath. So this is my kind of my last ditch attempt at something that's going to break their AI. So let's get a couple of Chelseas. Let's get them going. Oh, no, doesn't look like they like it. Doesn't look like they like it at all. They're a little bit confused. They're freaking out a little bit. Ah, interesting. They've seen it coming. They've gone through and they've made all the blocks that I have used in the past redundant. No, damn it, I had such high hopes for that one too. I had it all planned out in my head. I just needed the concept to work. It didn't. That's a shame. Well, it's not a shame. It's what they're supposed to be doing. Let's try instead. Let's get rid of you. Get rid of you. Let's try a couple of different options here. Okay, let's go like this. Let's go bars across to there. Now this is going onto the outside again, so I don't think it's going to work. A much bigger gap, but much less hopeful this is going to work for me. Let's go like that. Get their attention and go like that. Come on in. Nah, still nothing. Oh, one came in and then ran off the side. Okay, that's fine. What about if we go centered with the eye? Maybe a little bit stronger, so they might see it as a better option for me. That's all I got to hope for now. 2 there and 2 there. There we go. Let's get rid of the Chelseas underneath and put another couple all the way out there for me. Boom, 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 boom. Shoot up in the air, get their attention. All right, how's that? Is that going to work? Donuts. Genuine donuts. I don't know. I mean, look, I still have my wedge tips and I still have my cookie cutter, but I don't have the other special blocks as well. They've patched out a lot of my little secrets. Oh, interesting. Well played, the fun pimps. Well played. There's one more thing that used to work very, very consistently and very reliably in Alpha 17 that I want to try again here. And I used it pretty heavily back in Brutal Park, but never actually in any of my playthroughs. Now, I don't know. I mean, I did kind of give the fun pimps a playlist of things that they could patch out, a playlist of the exploits you can use to break their systems. So if like they spent the time to go through all of those videos of Brutal Park, they've probably patched most of the stuff I've done before out. But the fact that they've left the wedge tips in and the cookie cutter in makes me think there's some hope for what I'm trying to do. So this one I did use for things like the blender and Blender 2.0 and all that kind of stuff. It's a way to get the zombies to think that they can reach you when they actually can't. Because if you place some iron bars like this, you'll notice that these bars on the front here are actually taking up this whole block in front. So like this block here in this, well hopefully in the zombie's mind, looks like somewhere where the zombies can land. That's an occupied block, an occupied space by a block. So hopefully they'll think that they can land there, but they actually can't because it's just a bunch of bars. So you've got to like have some structures on the inside to kind of support it like that, to actually hold it up. But if you stand right here, then the zombies should try and make that jump across to try and make it to you. But just to make it work, does that a little bit better, you kind of had to go like this. Had to go like, was it like that? I think it was. They jump on top of a ramp. So it was one, so that's the block they jump. Yeah, so they think they're only jumping one block across, but they're actually jumping a little bit further. This is kind of my last, my Hail Mary. This is my Tom Brady on 4th down in the 4th quarter. This is my last hope for this to work. So if this doesn't work, we're going to have to go back to the wedge tips and cookie cutters until they get patched out and then hopefully find a way. Maybe then patching those out will open up another door somewhere else. We won't know until that happens. So let's get a couple Chelseas in. Is this still going to work? Oh, I'm scared to test it though, because if this doesn't work, then I'm down to almost nothing. Let's shoot a couple of bullets, get their attention, stand right here. Oh, yep, okay, a couple of them have seen it. Here we go, they're coming up, and jump for it. Yep, jump and fall, and jump and fall, and jump and fall. Lovely. I mean, they're not falling down in the hole. I didn't build it right or completely over that gap. That's okay though. But the important thing here is, right, let's pop out of my body and just see how we're looking. Oh, a couple of them going to destroy everything because they fell on the top side of that pillar. Yes, they keep falling down there. That's okay though. That's just the hole not being in the right spot underneath. The important thing here is they're not getting distracted and beating on the pillars instead of running the route. So if you could have them fall down to that hole, they wouldn't be hitting the pillars at all and I would be safe at home and host. Okay. There are still some options. There is still a way to trick the zombies. It's okay. We can still find a way to do it. We can still get our delicious sprinkling of Parmesan cheese on top of the delicious bolognese that is 7 Days to Die bases. Now that I know that that works a little bit, I'm going to go a little bit further out and see if I can get to actually fall in the hole properly rather than like landing on this little lip here and breaking my pillars down a little bit. So I have to build this a little bit further out. Let's go back. Let's make it a 2-block jump as well, actually. So we're going to have a 1-block jump that time, which isn't very far at all. But if I have them like that, let's put that like there, and then like that, and like, no, easy, and like that, and then like that. So that's what, so there's a block here, and a block here, and then that's where they think they're landing. Now, some zombies can jump 2 blocks, some can't. This is going to be a little bit more unreliable, I think. Chelsea's a good example of a zombie that can jump. I might test a dog or something as well that doesn't traditionally jump to see if they fall forward as well. Go like that, and just get a nice little bit of a protection here. Now, the added bonus with using these bars is it's like built-in cop and vulture protection as well. Because all you have to do to protect yourself from vultures is go up the top here, go on surface, and like that, and... Josh, you know better than that. Iron bars, they're still, I mean, apparently they're still pretty glitchy. I forgot about that from Alpha 17. Iron bars, in the game's mind, are insanely heavy. So only a couple of iron bars will destroy everything. And I forgot about that, clearly. And then I destroyed my little construction there. It's fine, Josh. No, it's good. Just destroy your own works. You have to build it all again. Whatever, it's fine. All right, I resisted the urge to put some bars on the top for voltage protection so it doesn't collapse everything again. Look, that's not a big overhang to collapse from what, 2 extra iron bars of the, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, of the 8 in total. 10 iron bars is enough to collapse a little chode of an overhang like that. That's pretty annoying, but whatever. So if you've got to patch out all the fun stuff, fun pimps, can you fix the fucking iron bars, please? All right, let's get some Chelseas out there. Let's go in my little spot in here. Let's get their attention and see how we go this time. Alright, what's going to happen here? Are they going to see the 2-block jump as an option, or are they going to jump down to the hole? Or they're going to see it, they're going to jump it, they're going to fall down below. That's exactly what I wanted. Now, this is for a Chelsea that has... Oh, one of them made it out of there as well. Let's kill you. Alright, so they've all gone in the hole. That's fine. What about if we get ourselves a zombie dog? No, that's what I'm typing zombie for. There's going to be a million results for zombie. It's a zombie game. Couple of zombie dogs. Let's get you guys. Get your attention too. What are you guys going to do? Can you make the jump? You're going to try and make the jump? Looks like you are. Up and down and in. Okay, so if you build the pit at the bottom reasonably well and think that kind of out properly, you'll be pretty safe because everyone's going to fall down there and just ask to have a bunch of grenades thrown in on top of them. Look, over here, go like this, throw a bunch down there, pull the pin. Oh, I didn't pull the pin on one of them. Grenade, get you, thank you very much. Pull the pin and in you go. Get my freaking body back. Oh man, there was flying dog glitches in Alpha 17. Now there's still flying dogs, but they're a little bit different to what they were last time. Pull the pin on another one and just drop that like right there. Enjoy that, guys. There we go. Oh, is that like a... Is that a deliberate delay on the sound? Ooh, I wonder. I mean, I've popped out my body, so maybe that's giving me the issues. But I wonder if that's something that they've actually put in. Like, if there's a difference, like a delay, like the speed of sound. If you're standing a long way away from an explosion, like, if you should watch up some, like, shockwave porn on YouTube. Oh my goodness, those are cool videos. Like, giant explosions of TNT all the way on the horizon and watching the shockwave coming towards you. That shit gets my nips all up and about, rather. It's just, I put a bunch of grenades over here. Let's get a nice big stack and see if the speed of sound is actually a thing. And this will be a good time for me to test as well to see if the compound bow can fire explosive bolts that will actually... In fact, those grenades are going to disappear, aren't they? I should probably do this in my little bucket, my grenade bucket over here. Not my ball pit, my grenade pit. I put it all in there. But if I get my compound bow and shoot some explosive arrows, then is that going to set off the grenades? That's something that someone asked and I forgot about it until right now. Exploding arrows. It's a very good question. I like questions like that, and I will find out if that is the case. It wouldn't be a true Shaboodle test in Shaboodle Park unless Arlene was involved somehow. So this time, instead of sending Chelsea to space, I'm going to send the cowboy and Arlene onto separate moons. They can go live their lives away from each other. They can feel the pain that they've given me over the journey. So they can sit on top of the grenade pit. Alright, here we go. Let's get a bit of distance and see if the sound takes some time to get me. And also if I can detonate it with some, oh god! Oh, I can! They went absolutely flying! That's like the best explosion yet! They just disappeared. It was like they were in frame for they were in shot for one frame and then just disappeared. They still haven't come back down yet. Wow! Wow, the game knew. The game knew there was an Arlene and a cowboy right next to each other. And they were like, you know what, Joshy boy, we got your back. We'll make you feel better. We'll give you the best explosion yet. They went fucking flying. That was fantastic. I didn't ever really notice if there was a delay on the explosion sound, but it felt a lot quicker than it did when I was just out of my body before. Oh, that was fantastic. Are they ever going to come back down? I'm pretty sure not. They actually just got ejected into the sun. They got burned up. They ain't ever coming back. Now that I know that the bow can detonate all the grenades, I want to try it again from further away just to double check. And also, because I want to see Arlene and the cowboy get ejected out of the solar system again. Because that was freaking fantastic. Let's throw another 50 grenades in there. This is, I've said it before and I'll say it again, this is my favorite thing of Alpha 18. Just the ridiculousness of some of these explosions. The fact that you can daisy chain grenades together makes me so freaking happy. Alright, let's get over there. Let's get all the way over here. There we go. There they are just over there. Get as far away as we can. Now, the bow has a pretty good arrow drop on it, so I shouldn't have too much issues hitting this, I hope. Because I can just kind of aim for them. No, a little bit low. How about that? A little bit high. How about that? Come on, got to hit it eventually, Joshy. Damn it. This is a tough shot. Right about those trees. How about that one? Oh, there they go. All right, we got it. Oh, that's good. They ain't ever coming down again. They're gone too. There's now just a couple of Chelsea, no, not Chelsea, a couple of Arlenes. I got the name wrong again. Someone's gonna get mad at me about that. There's a couple of Arlenes and Cowboys just orbiting the planet now, and I'm okay with that. The grenade pit's seen some better days, but oh boy, has it given me some better days. Anyway, once again, I got distracted by exploding zombies. I always do. Anytime I can find an excuse to put a zombie in a pit of grenades and send them into the next system, I will always get distracted by that. But this still works. A lot of the old tricks of the trade don't work anymore, and that's fine, but this one still works. We've got the wedge tips, we've got the cookie cutter. We still have some hope to trick the AI if that's how you want to play. And I'm a big believer in playing a game however you have the most fun. But I'll have to come back, put some more names up on the wall in the Hall of Legends, and experiment with some more stuff, and probably, in fairness, exploit a bunch more zombies for just no reason, just because it's fun in another episode. But before we sign off today, there is another giveaway, which means I have to come up with another code. What's the code going to be this time? You know what? I think it's only fair that the code word today should pay homage to the Killing Corridor. It was the best base of Alpha 17. It's been nerfed a little bit, but that's okay. It's my favorite thing that I did in Alpha 17 was the Killing Corridor, to the point where you can get Zawoodle merch with the Killing Corridor on it, because it's just a cool design and I like it, and I wanted to wear it on my chest. So, to pay our respects and to show our everlasting love for the Killing Corridor, today's code word is going to be, thank you, Killing Corridor. If you put that in a comment down below, I will choose someone to give a key to the game to. I haven't chosen the winner for the last episode yet, because that hasn't actually come out yet when I'm filming this, so I'll choose that one. I will announce these on Twitter, so if you're not following me on Twitter, then you have to DM me over there so I can give you the code word. I can't just post it in a YouTube comment, because then you'll just never actually get your prize. So, if you are the winner, I'll reply to your comment and tell you that you won. You gotta jump over to Twitter to let me know that it's you, send me some proof, and I will give you a game key. So, put that down in the comments down below. I'm not gonna say it again. You should have been paying attention the first time, or just press the back arrow a couple of times, whichever one's easier. But I'll have to come back and play some more 7 days, and hopefully start a new survival game, or come back and do more testing. I'm enjoying the testing, got lots of plaques I need to fill up in the Hall of Legends. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I'll be back in Alpha 18 in the next episode, because this episode is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to all the patrons on Patreon who made this episode possible. If you liked it, make sure to like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter. If I don't talk to you there first, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.